The 8 people in this area who didn't make it to an underground shelter, not a single one would survive.
Man, hey, this Smithville tornado getting on my freaking nerves, bro. YouTube! Your boy is back. Your boy got a new mic. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look. It's the one, Jay Osh. Welcome back to the show. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we back like we never left. You know what I'm saying? Your boy got an upgrade in the cam. You know what I'm saying? As you can see. This video, look, I know I said the next tornado video is going to be a Joplin tornado. Until High Risk Chris, Kelton Henderson, or Tornado TRX make a Joplin tornado video, we not doing it. I need them boys to make one first. But this was recommended to me by one of y'all in the comments. Smithville, the strongest tornado in recorded history. I believe this was another tornado that ran through Alabama around that same time period in 2011. You know what I'm saying, y'all? That outbreak in 2011 was crazy. But hey, look. Y'all came here to see me react. But I did miss y'all. But we back like we never left. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's get into it, man.
April 27th, 2011. Sirens are blaring across a small town in rural Mississippi as residents make their way to a local storm shelter.
My bad. Hey, Smithville. My bad. My bad.
Cramming inside, the screams of the sirens begin to fade as a terrible roar gets louder and louder, drowning out the sounds of their panicked breaths as the ground begins to tremble. The strongest tornado in U.S. history has just entered their town.
Hey, at least they had a shelter. At least they had a shelter.
It's late April, and meteorologists at the Storm Prediction Center are scanning the atmosphere, looking for key ingredients needed for the formation of severe weather when they notice something concerning. A massive region of low pressure, called a trough, is moving across the United States. This giant, slow-moving trough is bringing with it a belt of extremely fast-moving winds aloft, while at the same time drawing in inconceivable amounts of warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico, bringing together a dangerous combination of atmospheric conditions. The mixture of warm, moist air with cold, dry air aloft is generating large amounts of atmospheric instability needed for thunderstorms called convective available potential energy, or CAPE. Additionally, the fast-moving southwesterly winds of the trough are overspreading a powerful, low-level jet of air rushing north, creating incredibly large amounts of both speed and directional wind shear needed to cause thunderstorms to begin rotating. Noting that all the ingredients for severe weather are now in place, the Storm Prediction Center issues a rare, high-risk outlook for severe weather, including a 30% outlook for strong tornadoes.
That does say Bama.
By 1 a.m.,
so
the tornado outbreak was already underway across Mississippi and Alabama as unexpected lines of powerful thunderstorms called quasi-linear convective systems, or QLCS, moved across the area, spawning over 70 powerful tornadoes along with strong straight-line winds, causing widespread damage to infrastructure, while also leaving behind a dangerous thermal boundary draped across northern Alabama and Mississippi. As bad as things were, they were only going to get worse.
That outbreak in 2011
As the sun begins to heat up the atmosphere on April 27th, meteorologists noticed that the storm system was even stronger than expected, prompting them to increase their outlook to an unbelievable 45% risk, noting a major outbreak of intense, long-track, and perhaps violent tornadoes is expected.
Alabama.
However, none of them could have imagined the scale of what was about to take place.
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Again, your boy ain't a geographer.
At 10:30 a.m., a cluster of storms erupts near Monroe, Louisiana, slowly gaining strength before merging together, organizing into a powerful, rotating thunderstorm called a supercell, spinning faster and faster as the clouds begin reaching towards the ground. Just after 3 p.m., an ominous-looking funnel hovers above the ground and within seconds reaches the surface. The newly formed tornado initially causes only weak damage as it tracks to the northeast, bringing down patches of trees and causing light damage to rural structures. However, just 1 minute later, the tornado rapidly intensifies, completely destroying a couple mobile homes and scattering the debris long distance.
Well, it's a mobile home. You don't expect a mobile... It ain't a cyber truck you're living in. You don't expect it to just fucking be good throughout. I mean, it's like living in a big car. Or a big truck. I don't know. Like, made it seem like I just took out a house. But, nah. In less than a minute, that's crazy how a storm can, like... Or, like, a tornado can just go from doing nothing, really. Like basic, like... You know, knocking over trees maybe, or, you know, light damage, to full-fledged, like, just sweeping, knocking everything out. Houses, it don't matter. Bridges, they don't care.
The strengthening tornado continues to cause intense damage to rural structures, flattening large swaths of forest as it races to the northeast at over 60 miles per hour. It's at this moment that multiple people begin recording the tornado for the first time as it approaches the small towns of Anchor and Dixieland. One of these residents, Jay Rogue, films the tornado as it approaches his location.
That junk's coming straight at Jay. Jay.
With the roar of the approaching tornado only getting louder, the family decides to move out of the tornado's way. When they return, there's little remaining of their home.
Woo! Hey!
After sweeping away
good job for getting out of there, though.
Strength, the tornado races
off.
See,
this is my thing, right? Why don't more people do this? You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna outrun or outdrive like a tornado, is what they say. It's not safe to do that. But if you see that junk all the way down there, and it even looks like it's coming your way. Now granted, this is Mother Nature we talking about. Stuff can change directions. I understand this. But I'm trying. I ain't about to just sit here and hope, pray to the gods above. This is not my time. I'm not about to do that. If there's a chance that if I see it coming, that's a sign from the man upstairs telling me, here's your chance. Get on. At least you got to see it. Some people ain't that lucky. Some people don't know. Some people might be sleeping. You know what I'm saying? Because them tornadoes at night, deadly. Most of the people that die from tornadoes is at night. From what I read. It's crazy. I'm not messing with it.
Leaving behind a visible scar in the ground, but unbeknownst to those in its path, the true power of the monster had yet to be unleashed. At 3:19 p.m.,
it gets worse.
The National Weather Service issues a strongly worded tornado warning as the now large and extremely dangerous tornado is approaching the small towns of Okolana, New Wren, Amory, and Smithville, Mississippi.
Okay, it is Mississippi. My bad.
Road 159,
my bad, Smithville.
The tornado abruptly begins showing signs of extreme intensification, badly debarking trees and completely leveling well-built homes down to their foundations, with some being completely swept away. The narrow but violent core of the rapidly expanding tornado became so intense here that it even began to rip up the earth, creating a nearly mile-long swath of severe ground scouring despite moving at over 60 miles per hour.
That's crazy.
At this speed and size, this extreme damage is inflicted in less than 2 seconds. At the same moment, local resident Greg Lambert takes a photo of the tornado, revealing the monster wedge as it passes just
that's
north.
Insane. Yeah, no, that's
4
wild.
miles away on Highway 45 alternate.
Man, bro. Can y'all, like, okay, think about from like 10 years from now. The type of pictures we're going to have of tornadoes? Like the visuals? Because of our cameras and how they done got upgraded? 2011, the cameras were still trash. Let's be real. 2011, our cameras were trash. Especially you shooting at a far distance. Trash. But like now, some of the pictures you could take of tornadoes?
5-year-old Lynn Davis is driving
and we
south
have more
in his
videos
white
of this
pickup
later
truck
on
his way to help his friend Tim, who suffered damage from the tornado earlier that day. While on the phone with Tim, Lynn suffered damage from driving south in his white pickup truck on his way to help his friend Tim, who suffered damage from a tornado earlier that day. While on the phone with Tim, Lynn begins to notice something strange approaching over the trees and utters a chilling phrase. That looks like a tornado. Before the phone call suddenly ends. A semi-truck driver driving directly behind Lynn watches in horror as Lynn's vehicle is peeled off the roadway by the ferocious winds of the tornado. Soaring hundreds of feet into the air, Lynn and his truck begin to orbit around the violent winds of the twister, trapped inside the tornado's grip in a cruel balance of forces as it begins to close in on the small community of Chapel Grove. Crashing into the community at peak strength, the tornado inflicts incredible damage to several well-constructed brick homes, completely sweeping them off their foundations, causing intense vegetation damage and scouring the ground. As the tornado moves past town, however, it suddenly begins to weaken.
He still got the
delicate
truck.
Balance of forces that have trapped Lynn Davis and his truck mid-air. And suddenly, Lynn comes crashing back to Earth, sadly killing him on impact. Lynn Davis's truck had flown an unbelievable 1.7 miles through the air before finally landing near the foundation of one of the destroyed homes.
Yo, hold on, bruh. Hold on, bruh. You telling me this man got picked up a mile back and was just in the tornado this whole time? But he died on impact. Shoot, I pray he wasn't alive for all that. Bro, because you got to think what's all going through a tornado. All the debris, all that stuff. You telling me that junk wasn't going through his car? You telling me that wasn't going through his car? Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, look. God, what's in my eye? Alright. Look, man. Rest in peace to Lynn. That's crazy. He's like, oh, that looks like a tornado. Then he gets off. Then his phone just cuts out. Sad. That's sad. Truly. Tragic. But 1.7 miles is crazy.
7 miles through the air before finally landing near the foundation of one of the destroyed homes, the furthest distance a vehicle has ever been thrown by a tornado.
So that's my thing, right? We don't know this for sure because wasn't nobody there to watch this whole situation. You didn't track the tornado from when he picked the car up to when he got thrown, all right? So did the tornado throw him a 1.7 miles? Or was he really in that thing for 1.7 miles? Because that's crazy if he was. Dang. Man.
Over the next 10 miles, the tornado destroys several homes near the town of New Wren before finally dissipating at 3:39 p.m. just north of the city of Amory, Mississippi, claiming the lives of 4 people. However, something far stronger was brewing.
It's getting
worse! As the first tornado begins to weaken, the parent supercell continues to track to the northeast, drawing closer and closer to the dangerous thermal boundary left by storms earlier in the day.
Oh, man.
Near the boundary, saturated air and backed winds will lower the storm's base closer to the ground and increase the already incredibly high low-level wind shear, turning an already historic atmosphere into what is possibly the most extreme tornadic environment ever recorded. If the supercell could tap into this environment, a tornado of unimaginable power would be released, and at 3:40 p.m., that's exactly...
And I thought the El Reno tornado was stronger. Yeah. I thought the El Reno tornado was the strongest.
What happened. Sirens begin to scream as the supercell merges with a smaller storm to its south, developing a new area of powerful rotation just to the north of the dissipating tornado. While this is happening, 2 amateur storm chasers, Camille Collins and Ashley Hurley, go out.
Why you say amateur? Oh, damn, bro. They about to die. Man, dang, man. They about to die, bro. He said amateur for a reason, bro.
Outside to get a better look at the intensifying storm and begin recording the clouds.
Well, it can't because it looked like they was going past. Never mind. They might be good. Please be good.
Within
be
just a
alright.
few seconds, the two begin to notice a strange-looking cloud passing directly to their northwest.
Look at the water,
that begins
though.
rotating incredibly quickly. Moments later, a funnel lowers towards the ground. Hovering just above the
Look at
surface,
the picture quality.
tornado starts its life
Dude
as a relatively
is
weak
recording
vortex,
in-
doing little
in
more than snapping
14P,
trees as it
bro.
moves along the Tombigbee waterway. But this weak phase is short-lived. The tornado's condensation funnel suddenly reaches the ground and explodes in intensity, drilling a narrow but incredibly intense swath of
Hey, but shout out, they alive. I thought it was about to die, but I should have been looking at the path anyway. It didn't look like it was going towards them.
damage, removing several inches of grass and soil from the surface. At the same time, the now violent tornado crashes into a
Look at the
forest,
ground scouring.
flattening every single tree in its path,
Good
stripping
Lord,
them
bro.
of their bark. It's at this moment, however, that something unexpected happens. As the tornado passes through the forest, its core suddenly collapses. Ripped apart by the intense wind shear, the tornado struggles, only inflicting minor damage to trees and low-lying vegetation as it races to the northeast. For a brief moment, it appears as if the residents in the storm's path have just dodged a bullet, avoiding the worst of the storm's wrath. However, this lapse in strength isn't going to last long. Just as fast as it weakened, the tornado strikes a delicate balance between the
It can't be weakening that much. I still see it taking out them trees in the visual.
powerful wind shear trying to tear it apart and the unstoppable power of the storm's updraft trying to keep it together, and a tornadic core of incredible power crashes to earth. Instantly, all the trees and vegetation surrounding the vortex are flattened and debarked as the core accelerates from EF1 to EF5 intensity in less than 6 seconds.
What?
At the same time, the winds inside the vortex become so strong and the pressure drops so violently that the ground begins to literally explode out.
Yo, look at the freaking image. Bro, is that it digging, like the pulling the actual dirt from the earth?
Words, digging a trench in the ground over a foot deep and
Do they got
170
pictures of
yards
this?
long. Unbelievably, due to the tornadic core's fast-forward speed and relatively
Okay, it
small
ain't do that
size,
for the rest of it,
this
but-
incredible feat of damage is inflicted in less than half a second. Racing
yeah,
to the
that's
northeast
crazy.
at a brutal 63 miles per hour, the tornado begins to set its sights on the small
63?
town of Smithville, Mississippi. 3/4 of a mile to the northeast, Tim Nix, along
no
with
way.
several others, are frantically
There ain't-
descending
there
down
ain't
the
no way.
opening of a storm shelter when they catch a glimpse of the whirling gray mass racing
ain't no way.
directly at them. With just seconds to spare,
This man
Tim
recorded it.
takes a photo of the approaching tornado
Shout out
before
to Tim.
closing the door to the shelter behind him.
That's crazy.
Rapidly expanding and growing
You see
strong.
that though? That's a smart man. He saw that junk from all the way over there. I'll take a picture real quick. He didn't wait till the junk got on him. You know how many videos we done watched? We done watched these goofy people literally recording the tornado as it's about to hit them. He like, nah, it's over there. Let's make sure we good. Smart
With
man.
every second that passes,
Smart
the tornado
man.
impacts the intersection of Davis Road and Highway 25, deeply scouring the ground and completely sweeping away 2 mobile homes as well as a bed and breakfast, granulating the debris into tiny pieces.
Not the bed and breakfast. No, the bed and breakfast.
And scattering what
Dang.
was left long distances
Not the
downwind.
bread. Not the bed
3
and breakfast.
people are
bruh.
thrown into the air as their
What? Damn! 3 people were thrown into the air.
long distances downwind. 3 people are thrown into the air as their homes disintegrate around them, 2 of which, a mother and daughter, are thrown into a nearby culvert and miraculously survive.
Let's go! What? You telling me they home just disintegrated? They got thrown around like nothing into a culvert and they good. Hey, I'm happy. At least
Despite major injuries. The third, however, thrown from the bed and breakfast, is sadly killed, becoming the first person to lose their life to the tornado. At the same
Oh, this is a different one. My bad.
Same location, 3 vehicles
This is
stood parked
Smithville
near
one.
the bed and breakfast, a large RV and 2 semi-trucks. As the court passes, all 3 vehicles soar into the air despite weighing tens
Oh,
of
yeah, that
thousands of
tornado-
pounds each.
that
Flying
tornado
for
moving.
hundreds of yards, the RV and one of the semi-trucks come crashing to earth, deeply embedding themselves into the ground as
Oh my
unrecognizable
God!
husks of scrap metal. The second semi-truck,
Yo!
one of its cargo of 5 65 steel pipes, however, disappears into the tornado and is never seen again. Ripped
What
to
you
pieces
mean? What you mean never seen again? What you mean?
by the violent winds.
You telling me the tornado was so strong, it shredded everything to the point there was nothing left. But 2 girls just got lofted after their house disintegrated. 2 women, a mom and a daughter. Shout out to them, they lived. They got lofted, lived. But a truck got disintegrated, never to be seen again.
Half a mile to the northwest, employees
I guess.
working at the Glover Wilkins Lock and
I
Dam
guess.
begin to film what they are seeing.
I don't know.
There. Man, that's just to the east of us.
That man got a good camera for that time.
Man, you ought to see this debris up in there.
The employees watch as the funnel morphs into a large wedge shape, moving incredibly quickly and centrifuging debris in all directions.
Man, that
The
thing
tornado
is
has
huge.
gone from a stout cone to a massive wedge
Bro,
in just 23 seconds.
That thing
At the
is
same
huge.
time, 85-year-old Jesse Cox
No, Jesse.
is sheltering in his home when the Corps overtakes him. The decades-old home is no match for
Hell
the
no, it's one of them old ass homes too. Don't get me wrong, the homes today, some of them be built cheap as fuck. I'm with you, but some of them old ass homes have been built so long that they frail.
ferocious winds of the Corps.
That's all I'm
and
saying.
Is completely
Now, if
swept
it was a
away
brick house-
with the debris granulated into tiny pieces, sadly resulting in the death of Jesse. The
Jesse was
destruction had
85
been
too.
so
Didn't he say
violent
85?
that the concrete foundation itself was
can't deal
lifted,
with that, man.
chipped, and partially dislodged, along with completely
Bro.
shredding and debarking all
There's
vegetation nearby.
nothing there.
Continuing to deeply scour the ground, the tornado begins to enter the main part of Smithville and encounters home after home, pulverizing each one in its path and claiming another life. Just
Man,
ahead on
Smith,
Highway 20
yo, hey tornado, chill the out, man. Tired of seeing death.
Jimmy
Stop
Cowley
pissing me
attempts
off.
to race ahead of the tornado in his truck,
Man,
but
bro.
realizes he isn't going to make it. Jimmy turns into a driveway as his windows implode around him. His vehicle is lifted. He turns
My boy.
into a driveway, but realizes
My boy, you turned into the tornado though? You ain't turned away at least?
each one in its path
Hold on,
and
bro.
claiming another life. Just
Why
ahead
would
on
you go
Highway
left? You should've just
25,
went right.
Jimmy Cowley attempts to race ahead of the tornado in his truck, but
Now
realizes
see, this too late. This too late. You should have been dipped, my boy. This done going 60 plus miles per hour. You should have been dipped.
he isn't going to make it. Jimmy turns into a driveway as his windows implode around him.
Bro, my transmission would have been gone. I'm telling y'all that right now. If I was racing for my freaking life, I'd rather die in a car accident, head-on collision with something, before I'm about to get sucked up into a tornado, bro. I'm going 100. I'm breaking the dash. I'm not playing. I'm breaking the dash. I'd rather die instantly than witness that, bro. No way. There's no way. This man turned left, though. At least get the outskirts of the tornado.
His vehicle is lifted into the air and tumbles as if it were made of
At least, though, it wasn't the core.
plastic before crashing back onto the road.
But dang.
Miraculously, Jimmy survives despite receiving a severe laceration to his head from flying debris.
Jimbo!
However, many of those around him are not as fortunate. 3 more would lose their
Oh
lives.
my god! Hey, tornado, bruh. We about to have a real fucking problem, man.
disappear as their homes are wiped away around them. At one of the destroyed homes, a red Ford Explorer SUV disappears into the vortex, becoming a deadly missile as it flies through the air. As the power within the tornado
Y'all tell me another vehicle disappears.
grows stronger, the compact but extremely violent core begins to inflict extreme feats of damage, completely sweeping away homes, throwing vehicles into unrecognizable balls of metal, and creating such a strong suction effect that curtains in nearby homes are sucked up between the ceiling and walls. Some of the most impressive damage, however, would come from the large trees growing along Highway 25. These trees, weighing several tons each, were not only completely debarked and denuded, but were violently ripped out of the ground and granulated into wooden splinters, leaving nothing behind but dirt-filled craters lining the road. More and more debris begins to fill the air, becoming deadly shrapnel to anything unlucky enough to be caught in its path. Homes, trees, and businesses alike all become sandblasted by these deadly, high-speed projectiles as the storm barrels through town. Crossing over Main Street, a manhole cover and its steel ring are ripped away, leaving behind a bare concrete hole while the Ford Explorer continues to soar overhead. Half a mile to the east, a security camera at the Smithville Police Department captures the outer edge of the tornado as objects fly across the screen before the video suddenly cuts out. As objects fly across the screen before the video suddenly cuts out. 3 more large, well-built homes are obliterated along Main Street, mutilating trees, scouring the driveways, ripping the plumbing out of the ground, sweeping the foundations clean, and scattering the fragments hundreds of yards away, claiming another life.
Man, Tornado, you a punk.
Scattered across town, numerous people scramble underground or to whatever shelter they can find in the few seconds they have left. The ground began to shake as a deafening roar grew louder and louder. One survivor described the sound as if a giant hammer was pounding the ground over and over again, like a sonic boom that repeats itself. Crashing into a row of mobile homes, the tornado claims another life as it closes in on the Pearson family home where Carla Jones is babysitting 3 children. With the deafening roar of the tornado quickly approaching and not enough time.
Why you ain't say the kids' name?
Deafening roar.
Carla Jones. Alright, and the kids? What are the kids' names?
The tornado quickly approaching and not enough time to make it to a shelter. Carla rushes the kids into the home's bathtub and lays on top of them in an effort to shield the children from
she real.
the worst of the storm.
She real.
Despite going to the safest place possible in the large 2-story home,
bro, it's an EF5, bro. An EF5 is almost certain death. Even if you win a home. Unless you got a basement. Like, it's so strong, bro.
Is capable of surviving what's coming. The entire home is torn down to the concrete foundation.
Man.
Incredibly, the home's anchor bolts are ripped up and swept away, leaving nothing behind but a clean slab and completely debarked trees. The 3 children disappear into the vortex and are found 100 yards away on a nearby baseball field, severely injured but somehow still alive.
Kids
Carla,
made it!
however, is killed. She was only 30.
Damn. But ain't that crazy? They all get lofted. The kids live and she don't. I guess it depends on where you land, how it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, man. These tornadoes just start. This junk picking and choosing. Man, this is great that the kids made it, bro. And she's a real one for laying on top of them in the tub. It's sad she lost a life, though. That's
7
sad.
years old at the time and gave her life
Rest
to
in
save
peace,
the
bro.
3 children. Simultaneously, the red
I'm guessing
Ford
that's why
Explorer
they
that
said
was
her
picked
name.
up half a mile earlier
I
along
knew
Highway
it too,
25 slams into the Smithville
why you
water
say the
tower,
kids' names? 'Cause they
colliding
live.
with such extreme force, it leaves a large 6-inch deep dent into the structure's solid steel frame before bouncing off and disappearing back into the tornado's grip.
That Ford's still in there?
Spotting the whirling gray mass just seconds before impact, Michelle Wardlaw and her grandmother run across Elm Street for the nearest storm shelter. Unable to hear or speak to each other over the deafening roar,
Oh my
they
goodness.
watch in awe as cars, trees, and pieces of houses fly above their heads. Michelle and her grandmother are swept off their feet by the ferocious winds of the
Bro.
twister, but in an incredible stroke of luck, land inside the doors of the storm shelter, sparing their lives. Their neighbors, however, would not be so fortunate.
They
As the
got
tornado
balls.
crosses into the town's eastern subdivision, it reaches its maximum intensity, inflicting tornado damage so extreme it seems inconceivable. Deep, extreme ground scouring carves into the surface as half
Bro,
a
can
dozen
you go
large,
somewhere, tornado,
well-built,
bro? Like, for real,
multi-story
like-
homes are wiped off the face of the earth as if they had never existed. The tornado destroys the homes so violently that the debris was granulated into tiny, unrecognizable pieces. Not even a road is able to survive the terrible winds as the
This
tar
trying to rip them
surface peels
concrete,
away
bro.
into neatly compacted rolls.
This man's ripping up.
Of the 8
this
people
tornado's
in this
ripping up
area who
concrete.
didn't make it to an underground shelter, not a single one would survive.
Man, hey, this Smithville tornado getting on my freaking nerves, bro. Dang, why didn't y'all go to the shelter though?
Even when your room is
They
80
said not-
degrees, your bed can be 55. That's the pod. A cooling cover that fits over.
Like a knife.
They said
carving
not
into the
one of them
landscape,
survived.
The
Why
tornado
didn't they go
crosses
to the
Monroe
shelter?
Street and reaches the Smithville Cemetery and Funeral
Man,
Home.
this tornado got a
Gravestones are
100%
ripped
kill
apart
rate.
and lofted as the entire brick funeral
Well, not
home is
100% 'cause the
granulated
kids
so
made it, but-
violently that the bricks
In
turn
that area,
into a
100%
fine
kill
powder.
rate.
The only things remaining on the property are a bare concrete slab
Is
and
it getting
craters where
stronger?
trees had once stood. Alongside the destroyed funeral home, a red husk of steel lay in a ditch among the debris and debarked
That's
vegetation.
before, huh?
Unbelievably, this ball of steel was the red SUV picked up along Highway 25
What?
that impacted the Smithville Water Tower. The truck had completed a mile-long journey through the air before finally landing among the devastation at the edge of town.
So just like that other.
Crawling out from the destruction, a man in town takes out his phone and begins to film the monster tornado.
Oh, it already
Its
came through.
roar
I was about to say,
clearly
you
audible
doing that
from
one is
over
about
a
to come
mile
through.
away. In less than 2 minutes, the entire northern half of Smithville was completely destroyed, leaving behind a hellish landscape and taking the lives of 16
How many people did this tornado kill?
people. But the tornado is far from finished.
Bro, what?
At 3:47
Yo, this
p.m.,
tornado is
the
crazy.
tornado finally exits Smithville and begins to track through rural forested terrain, growing wider and wider before reaching its peak width of nearly a mile wide, flattening entire forests in its wake. To this day, these images depict some of the worst vegetation damage ever inflicted by a tornado. Darnell Colums, worried about her daughter Camille, the same Camille who recorded the tornado's first moments back in Smithville, steps outside and captures the
No, 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 no. 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 Oh, come on, man. No. No, please. Please, no. That junk's coming right at her, too, bruh. Not the mama.
violent wedge passing just to her west.
Oh,
This image is by far
Oh, it's
the most
passing.
iconic image ever captured of the tornado.
yeah, that's crazy.
After crossing the Alabama border, the
I thought she
tornado's
was
track
gone,
begins
bruh.
to
Thank
shift
God.
more to the east, putting the projected path straight towards the town of Hackleburg, itself obliterated by another EF5 tornado just minutes earlier.
I was just about to say, didn't Hackleburg already get hit? Didn't I watch that video? Why does Hackleburg sound familiar? Hackleburg sounds real familiar.
However, as the tornado approaches, a miracle seems to take place. The path curves farther to the north, sparing the already devastated town.
I was
but
about
now
to say, Hackleburg, you gonna get hit twice in one day?
moving dangerously close to rural homes northwest of the town of Hamilton. Running to the back porch of a home, Scott Smith films the tornado as it crosses over Interstate 22, passing dangerously close to his home.
That's probably crazy.
We're watching one go across about a mile from us right
Oh, it ain't as big though.
here right now.
So it's about to die out.
Y'all better take cover.
Y'all better take cover. I done tell you, I done told y'all, I done seen that tornado game
Although
across
not
the
as
damn
large
yonder.
and powerful as
Y'all
it
better
had
take
once
cover.
been,
I'm
the
telling you right
tornado
now.
is rapidly regaining both its size and strength and heading directly towards Highway 19. 2 miles to the north along County Road 157, Dave Forster begins filming the tornado as it passes to his south, revealing that within just a couple minutes, the tornado has already morphed back into
I was about to say, it
large
just got big
wedge.
again?
At the same time the video is being filmed, a large family home
This
along
tornado
Highway
bipolar.
19 is directly struck and destroyed. 6 people tragically lose their
Man, F this tornado, bro. Screw you, bro.
lives in this single house alone as the walls collapse onto them. Racing
Look at
through
this
the
tornado,
rural
bro.
areas at nearly 70 miles
Who
per hour.
recommended me this video, bro? I'm gonna find out who recommended me this video again, bro. Why you tell me to watch this, man? You just wanted me to watch this because all the death? Man.
The tornado explosively intensifies, regaining its extremely violent core as it crosses and parallels Highway 20. Thousands of trees are completely debarked and flattened, with even the ground beneath them deeply scoured. No match for the violent winds, a collection of manufactured homes, along with vehicles nearby, disappear into the vortex as if they never existed, scattering metal fragments hundreds of yards away into the obliterated forests. Tragically, 51-year-old Rodney Abels is killed when his home is overtaken by the
Man, tornado, bro, this video is probably gonna be almost 40 minutes because you done pissed me off too many damn times.
tornado.
Come on, man.
Moments later, his wife Sheila, who survived the Hackleburg tornado earlier that day, arrives home only to find a bare slab.
Man, that's so fucking sad. She just survived the tornado and arrives home to her husband dead. Man, bro, I don't even want to think about something like that, bro.
Continuing
That's sad.
to cause incredibly violent damage.
Man, hey, bro, yeah, for real, bro. Who recommended this video? I'm gonna find out who recommended me this video, bro. Man, come on, man.
The trees and rural structures. The tornado remains over
Tornado's
much of
depressing
forested
and
terrain,
bipolar.
avoiding the populated areas north of the town of Hackleburg before beginning to gradually weaken and finally dissipating 2 miles east of Hodges, Alabama, after being on the ground for nearly 40 miles.
Yeah, I would say rest
the
in
tornado
peace
had
to you,
ended,
tornado. Screw
but
you.
the destruction
Fuck
had
outta here.
not. All across
That
Mississippi
tornado.
and Alabama.
Man, hey, 2011 sucked. I'm gonna say it. 2011 sucked. This is some BS, man. All these damn tornadoes and all these people dying this year, bruh. Screw these tornadoes, bro. Fucking outbreak,
Dozens
man.
of
This is so
tornadic
depressing, bro.
supercells in the
I still
same
gotta watch the
volatile
Joplin, bro. Ain't no
atmosphere
telling how many
produce
people
hundreds
died
of
in
strong to
that.
violent tornadoes, including 3 other EF5s in the towns of Philadelphia, Hackleburg, and Rainsville, unleashing untold devastation and claiming the lives of 324 people. Back in Smithville, however, the scene was apocalyptic. Those that survived emerged into a barren wasteland with everything around
Bro.
them completely unrecognizable. 23 people lost their lives, while countless others suffered severe, life-altering injuries. The damage, however, was nothing short of incredible. The tornado dug deep trenches into the ground, threw vehicles miles through the air, obliterated entire forests, and completely swept away numerous, well-built structures and
Screw you,
granulated them
tornado.
into dust.
Real talk,
doing
bro.
all this while
Screw
moving at
you,
over
bro.
60 miles per hour. This combination of incredible damage and rapid forward speed, along with existing in one of the most extreme tornadic environments ever documented, lead many to believe that Smithville is the strongest tornado in recorded history.
Wasn't it between like El Reno and Moore too? Like one knows like the strongest or something. We done watch so many tornado videos, y'all. I'm depressed. I'm sad. Cause everybody dying in them. Like, good Lord, man.
14 years later, the residents of this small town in northern Mississippi won't soon forget that tragic afternoon on April 27th, 2011.
Man, rest in peace to them. All the people that lost their lives in this tornado. All the people that lost their lives in that freaking month, it seemed like, or them 2 months, where them tornadoes just wrecking havoc, bruh. Like, 2011 sucked. That's all this outbreak told me. 2011 was buns. Man, look. Good video, Kelton Henderson, bro. Man, this junk done fell, man. Good video, bro. Your boy just depressed. Again, the Joplin video, hey, high risk, Chris. Tornado TRX. I'm waiting, bro. Or hell, even Kelton Henderson, bro. One of y'all make a Joplin video, I'm on it. All the other videos I done looked up, man, they're like over an hour long. I ain't trying to do all that. If y'all do make a video and it's an hour long, I guess it's going to be a two-parter, though. I guess. I don't know. But, hey, man, look. We back, though, man. We back. I'm going to try to brighten up, man, because that video didn't help me none. But, yeah, man, we back on the grind, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we just made a little upgrade. And we here, man. Screw this Smithville tornado, bro. Yeah, forget this tornado. Real talk. But yeah, man. Like we always do, Kelton Henderson. Yeah, link gonna be in the description below for the original video if you want to watch it without the pauses. I apologize for the pauses. This video probably gonna be long as hell. My bad. My bad. Sorry. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. But yeah, link will be in the description below. Like, share, comment, subscribe. If you got any suggestions or recommendations for your boy, go ahead and let me know, man. Because it's the one J-Osh. And I'm out.